Hi, everybody. It's time for our week ahead spread for November 3rd through November 9th, 2025. And let's not forget full moon on, is it Wednesday the 5th? And I believe it's supposed to be a super moon, meaning it's the closest that the moon comes to Earth all year, I believe. So it'll look bigger, brighter. It's kind of cool, really. Okay, so we're looking at the week ahead, right? What's coming up this week, what we're looking for. Um, as you can see, I've got the cards up, and I'm using a deck. It was actually, I think it was like the first deck I ever bought for myself from Astrology Answers, and they had a tarot deck, and here are three of its cards, and it's a really nice deck, really nice artwork. And I was looking for something else today and came across this deck. I thought, oh, I haven't used this in a while, so here you go. We're going to use this one. So we start out with first card, which is what do we need to think about this week? And that was the High Priestess. From there we go to the second card, which is what do we need to do this week? And for that, we pull the Ten of Swords. And then the last card is what is the challenge we face this week? And for that, we pull the Two of Cups. So let's put this all together and get our reading going. First up, the High Priestess. All right, so we're starting with the High Priestess. She embodies intelligence, caring, intuition. She portrays a woman of knowledge, one who is very smart, very intelligent. She also symbolizes caring, nurturing, and she embodies intuition, learning to use our intuition, learning to listen to our intuition. And I think this is kind of what Spirit is telling us that we need to think about this week is it's important to use our intelligence. It's important to get all of our facts together before we make any decisions or accusations or suppositions or anything along those lines. But especially before we go making decisions or making accusations, you want to make sure that your facts are correct. So it's important to it's important to not just go with one source. Just because one person says something or prints something doesn't necessarily mean it's the truth, especially nowadays. So I would suggest going to 3 or 4 sources, with a couple of them not your normal sources, maybe think outside the box in that respect. And that just helps you know that you've gotten your facts as best as you can before you make any decisions about anything. And then from there, we go to our second card, which is the Ten of Swords. Now, this is what are we supposed to do this week? I think this is Spirit telling us that we need to protect ourselves from being stabbed in the back, because that's what's happened to this poor guy here. He's been stabbed in the back 10 times. So that's where getting that knowledge, the High Priestess showed us, getting our facts, making sure we know exactly what it is we're talking about or what it is that we're accusing someone of. It's a reminder of just how important knowledge is, especially before you make any kind of big decisions or before you make any kind of accusations towards somebody. We also have to, I think part of what we have to do this week is protect ourselves from being stabbed in the back. Okay. From that, I mean, be careful who you're with. Be careful what information you listen to and just take on the surface as, oh, okay, so-and-so said it, it must be true. No, don't do that. Because invariably what happens is you get stabbed in the back for passing wrong information or making incorrect accusations, and that can come back to bite you in the butt big time. So it's really important that we take the proper steps that we need to take in order to protect ourselves. You know, got to watch your back. If you have somebody that you work with or that you spend time with, you want to make sure they're on the same page as you and that you're both got each other's back. Or as the military says, you know, follow your six, and or got your six, which is just speak for we've got your back and we're going to take care of you. Pardon me, my phone is like beeping at me here. Okay. So that's really important. That's what Spirit is telling us to do this week, is to watch our backs, protect ourselves, because we don't want to get stabbed in the back. We want to make sure that we avoid that pitfall as best as we can. And then we go to the third question. What is the challenge that we face this week? And for that, we drew the Two of Cups. Now, our challenge with the Two of Cups is finding someone that we trust enough that we're willing to go into a relationship or a partnership with that person. Doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic partnership. It could be a business partnership. It could be a sports or friend partnership. There's a lot of different things where you kind of, you know, get together with one or two people that you work on. We're doing this project together. We're working on this together. And so when we get to that point, part of our challenge, I think, is to be careful as we build that kind of relationship, that kind of partnership. We want to make sure that we are choosing someone, that we're working with someone who who's going to have our back. They're going to watch our six, right? And so that's part of the challenge, is to use our intuition, as the High Priestess says, you know, watch our back, as the Ten of Swords says. And regardless of what the relationship is, it's very important that we gather our facts, that we know that the person that we're getting ready to establish this relationship with, whatever kind it is, that it's going to be a healthy relationship, that it's going to be an honest relationship, and that it's going to be a mutually encouraging relationship. It's not really the word I'm looking for, but I'm going blank. You know what I mean. So I think that's the biggest thing for this week. There's a lot of stuff that's getting ready to kind of come out with politically. There are a lot of people in this country that are getting ready to get hurt seriously bad because of the inactions of the current administration. And because of that, everyone's going to be kind of up in arms and not sure what's going on and what's the truth and who do we blame. And that's where getting your facts becomes important. It's the same thing with, there are a lot of businesses that are getting hit with all these tariffs and all that nonsense. And so you have people on the verge of maybe losing their job, maybe not. What am I going to do? What if they decide to shut our business or lay off half the workforce and I'm part of the half that gets laid off? What am I going to do? So that comes along with protecting your back, being aware of the facts and what's going on so that you can prepare for it. As we say down here on the Gulf Coast, especially during hurricane season, you prepare for the worst. I'll get it out in a minute. You prepare for the worst and hope for the best. And that way you're kind of taken care of as best as you can take care of everything. So it just feels like a lot of stuff is getting ready to come to a head this week. Okay. The energy is off, I guess, is what I'm feeling. It feels slightly off kilter. And it feels like we're getting ready to maybe right the ship back up so that everything is sound again. And when that kind of thing happens, that's when we can start improving and moving forward. Oh, excuse me. And that's when we're able to make the right kind of decisions that we need to make. So I feel like it's going to be a fairly good week, depending. I'm kind of saying that with a grain of salt because, like I said, the energy feels a little wonky this week, and a lot of things are getting ready to come to a head. And there's going to be a lot of yelling and screaming and very, very upset people. And while yelling and screaming may be nice, oh God, excuse me, may be nice just to vent and get that feeling out. At the same time, you want to make sure that what you're yelling and screaming about is something legitimate. So get your facts, watch your back, and make sure that whoever you're in partnership with or thinking of starting a relationship with, that you're on the same page. That's very important. All right. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer. I still feel like it may be a really good week. It's going to be different, that's for sure. I'm tired, y'all. Joss, I'm sorry. I've been yawning all day. So just know that it's important to know who do we trust? How do we protect ourselves? And let's take a little extra time to make sure we got all our facts straight. And that's true for just about any time of the week or the month or the year. That's just good advice to follow. But I feel like Spirit is just trying to tell us. I am so sorry. I really feel like Spirit is just trying to tell us that, yeah, we need to watch our back. And we're going to be okay. It's going to be a little rough, but we're going to be okay in the long run. It's like things are coming to a head. And it usually hurts the worst just before you're able to excise that head and get the poison out. Is the best way I can think to put that without being gross on a Sunday night. All right. Y'all have a great week. It's November. Oh my God. Can you believe it's November already? For those of us in the US of A, Thanksgiving is just a few weeks away. There's a lot of people wondering how they're going to put a big Thanksgiving dinner on the table, um, including me. But if you have the extra, if you can afford it, give to the food banks. If you're going to give money, if it's instead of just going out and randomly buying stuff that you have no idea if a food bank in your area needs it or not, just go to that food bank and just cut them a check, give them some money, because most of the time they have special deals with the local grocery stores and stuff, where they can buy pallets of food for pennies on the dollar, as opposed to what we would pay for it in a grocery store. And so they're able to get more bang for the buck. So if you're thinking about helping out with a food bank, and if you're able to, please do. Even if it's only $20, $20 can go a long way in a food bank. So, and watch your back. Take care of each other. Let everybody know you're there to help. If you can help, you will. And I think we're going to get through this. All right. Y'all have a good evening. We'll talk again tomorrow. Bye for now.